7-8 months.
Yeah,
into this place, right?
Asking for help, because I can't do it alone. Well, I wouldn't have been able to do it alone.
Yeah.
And so it was, I don't know what it was. It was like I was ashamed to ask for help, or I was afraid of the answer, or I was afraid of people actually showing love and compassion towards me.
Yeah. I've had that too, Jason. It's kind of a fear, or it's a feeling of less than for asking. And I remember a conversation that a good buddy of mine had with one of the people he interviewed. This guy's name is Eric Saperson. He traveled all around the country and interviewed leaders. And I don't remember who the interview was, but he asked this person, "What's the reason for your success?" And this man that we would all know, it was a long time ago when I heard this story, but he said, "The reason why I'm successful is because I'm willing to ask for help." And here's a man that's just reached a level of business and professional success that millions of people know about. And he said the reason he got there was because he asked for help. So if a dude like that can do it, you and I can do it.
Yeah. That feeling of less than is, it's interesting. It's tricky. Like, why? I don't know why. Why do you think that is?
I think we all have within us a smaller self. It's a self that wants to get in our own way, to keep us from realizing our true potential. I don't think it's necessarily a true self or even a true version of ourselves, but we relate to it in such a way that we don't truly exemplify our God-given abilities, our God-given potential, our higher self, which is very different from this thing that has fear and has anxiety or has anger or frustration or feelings of unworthiness. And I've had all of those things in the past, and still I have those tendencies.
Today, yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, just in the last 5 minutes, right? So it's recognizing that smaller self really isn't the truth. And what is the truth is that we're made for something much greater than this feeling of unworthiness, this feeling of less than. So part of what I strive to do and what I strive to teach others to do is to let go of all that crap that keeps us from realizing that higher self. So a lot of that is an undoing rather than a doing. Much of this personal development industry that I've been blessed to be in for 2.5 decades it's all about how do you drive, how do you hustle, how do you do more stuff, learn more stuff so you can get more stuff or get a higher level. And there is certainly some value to that, but a lot of times, man, it's what are we doing that need not be done? What do we need to let go of to allow for more personal, professional, emotional, spiritual development to take place? You and I are similar in that sometimes we have this facial hair, sometimes we don't. When I don't have it and then I grow it out and I see somebody I haven't seen in a while, they'll say something very profound. They'll say like, "Hey dude, you're growing a beard." Right? But this is only partly true because you don't grow the beard. The beard actually grows without you. You do nothing, the beard grows. And similarly, we do stuff that stops our personal growth, that stops our spiritual growth, that stops our emotional development. So part of life is like getting real, looking at what am I doing, consciously or unconsciously, the people I'm surrounding with, the thoughts in my head, the way I spend my time, that actually hinders my personal development. That actually keeps me from maximizing my productivity, my potential. I work with a ton of salespeople. Salespeople do things that kill sales. If they would just stop doing these things, they'd make more sales. So it's like looking at what these things are. What are these things you're doing that keep you from getting to the next level? Do less of that stuff or not at all. So I think we just get in our own way, and part of life is getting out of our own way.
Well, let's go back to what is it that you do? What's your give me your business card?
Well, I basically go where I'm invited. I speak to organizations, corporations. I've done a ton of work in real estate, a ton of work in financial services. My background happens to be in insurance, so I relate to that industry. Real estate is 100% commission, so very similar challenges and opportunities there. So I engage with people and organizations that really want to move the needle by engaging in simple choices. The subtext, as you know, of the ripple effect is that one simple choice can change the course of your life. It sounds simple. It is simple. But with any simple truth, there's always stuff that gets in the way. So I challenge companies, people, individuals to make choices that support them in moving the needle in the critical areas of their life and getting out of the way of all the stuff that keeps them from making those choices. So I've been blessed to be in this industry on some level for 25 years, 20 going on 26 years now. And I do a lot. I mean, within that little bubble, I do a lot of things. I write, I speak, I do content, I do videos, but it's all with one primary message that simple choices change the course of your life, and it's up to us to strive to reach our greatest potential.
Well, I definitely enjoyed reading the book. I think I've read.
Thank you.
I think I've read it twice now. I've enjoyed the antidotes from your the mutter when tough mutter days.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
The running and.
I had a woman the other day. I was at a national Realtors Association meeting, and this woman came up to me and said, I've read your book 17 times. I'm like, I thought I was the only one that read this book 17 times.
And I was just looking
incredible.
for grammatical errors.
Well, there's some in there if you look hard enough, absolutely.
Oh, man. It's interesting to add this one simple choice. Something I've been doing this week is changing the way I look at my business.
Tell me about that. How so?
I am shifting the paradigm of how, so when I started this journey to open the coffee shop, I put it out there in the universe that I was just barely going to make it. That I wasn't going to be successful, that I was just going to barely create it. But that was a step forward. Mm-hmm. So you're saying there's a chance.
Oh, yeah, right.
And so I went for it, and I jumped all in, and but I shot myself in the foot. I put it out there in the universe that I was just barely going to make it. So this month, and we did. We just barely made it this month.
So your
$2-3
words became a reality.
Yeah. Our minds are super powerful, and I'm learning how to harness mine and create an atmosphere in the shop of a place that you can seek answers and seek healing and seek a new way of looking at things, especially in the realm of mental health. Just kind of looking at your suffering and say, what is that really? But my paradigm now is I have created this wonderful thing, and it's going to be successful so that it can keep doing those wonderful things.
Yeah.
And I deserve success.
Yeah.
I've never believed that ever until recently.
It's really powerful. I mean, the thoughts that we put into our heads are so powerful. And, if we wake up every day and go, oh, man, it's going to be a hell of a day, which is a natural tendency a lot of times, especially when you've had a hell of a night the night before. So there are things that I do, and I know things that you do, and maybe we both share a couple that sort of are the antithesis of that, like something other than that. I start up my day with 3 very specific disciplines, and I haven't always done this. But when I do it, life's a lot better. I mean, I wake up every day and I do 3 pages in my journal. It comes from a book called The Artist's Way. Julia Cameron, I believe, is the author. And she talks about just doing a mental dump, 3 pages, writing consecutively. It doesn't matter what you write about, just write it as a discipline. Yeah. So I start with that. I go from that into 10 minutes of goal focusing / goal setting, but not just what are the outcomes, what do I want to experience more of. So for me, man, I want to experience more peace. I want to experience more love. I want to experience more truth, more power, like the things that come from our higher selves. Peace, love, joy. That may sound silly or corny, but that's what I want less of. I want less anxiety. I want less frustration. I want less being scattered and being rushed with my life. I want more nature. I want to be on the beach more. So I focus on that stuff. I look at that. That's what I want. And so I've got this bookend, and then my third discipline, it's not always in this order, but is a minimum 10 minutes devotional. Those things kind of start my day. I wake up good mood, bad mood, medium mood, any kind of mood. I lock that time in, and it helps. So what we do, what we don't do, helps. What do you do to support that mindset?
I haven't been doing much.
There you go.
lately. I try to take 2 minutes every so often throughout the day and just close my eyes and breathe.
Yeah.
That's a nice reset for me.
Good.
I always try to do some kind of morning thing, but having children in the house that immediately need my attention, it's hard to carve that time out.
Yeah. It's hard, but it's not impossible.
It's not impossible, no. I definitely try not to use that word can't. Like, I can't ever do this because, can't never could. That's what my dad used to say all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I do, what else? I just before you got here, I was practicing some songs for a show I have Friday.
Heard that. Awesome.
And I was like, I need that in my life, and I haven't had it. And I've noticed that I haven't had it.
The music's been missing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I've been focused
very
on
powerful,
putting
man.
out fires and just trying to worry about, where money's coming in.
When we are expressing ourselves in the form of music or art or what's within us that's trying to get out, it's a... I'm not at the level of music that you and your friends are, but I truly have an appreciation for it. And for a long time, it was dormant in me. I mean, my musical talent was expressed in, singing at fraternity parties or cranking up music as a DJ. But there was no real intentionality to it. When I picked up that banjo maybe 15 years ago, I never thought it would be part of my work, which it is now. But beyond that, it was just a form of self-expression. And when we're expressing our higher self, whether it's writing, whether it's poetry, whether it's art, whether it's performance, it's something that's, to me, it's something that really it nurtures the soul. And it nurtures a more powerful experience when we do have the inevitable stresses of the business. And I was here for a slight portion of your many challenges, and it's easy to neglect the stuff that nurtures us when all of that chaos is going on. But if we can just keep a little bit in there, 10 minutes a day, or 5 minutes here or there, a little check-in, a little 2 minutes that you're doing, it makes those stresses a little bit easier, I find, to handle.
I've been doing I would do nature breaks here, where I'd be like, shut my computer, walk outside, and go.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The creek back there, and
there's some barred owls. And red-tailed
I haven't
hawks
seen the owls. I thought some great rogue marketing for you would be to take that fence out. And I don't know how that fence got moved, and just put a pathway from the apartments right down here. And then one of your buddies said, "Better yet, do a zip line." Yeah. So that's even better, man. You create a zip line straight over to Waller's from the apartments.
Oh man, I want to do it across the street too. I think you can get right above the
perfect,
right above the road. It'll be fun.
Guerrilla marketing at its best.
Well, Doug, thank you so much. I honestly could just sit here and keep chatting.
Well, thanks for opening my new favorite coffee shop and for bringing all your musician friends in here. We're planning on coming out Thursday night to watch Mikhail and Critter. A little plug for those guys. And I really appreciate what you've done here. It's a great environment for entrepreneurs to work, to be, to hang out with other kindred spirits, and more power to you, man. I'm a fan and a supporter, and I'm excited to see where this goes. So
nice.
Congratulations.
Well, thanks, man.
And one for you, obviously, one simple choice. It wasn't so simple maybe, but it was a decision to open this place up, and clearly this is going to change the course of your life and the life of a lot of other people along the way through this little ripple effect. So I'd love to connect with your friends out there. I'm pretty easy to find. It's Doug Grady on Twitter, Doug L. Grady on Instagram, and I think it's Doug Grady just about everywhere else. I had to put the L in on Instagram. There's a tattoo artist on Instagram. That's not me. But I'm pretty easy to find if you guys want to connect. And thank you, man. Thanks for having me here.
Yeah, and the Ripple Effect is on the internet.
It's Amazon or DougGrady.com.
Or come to the shop.
Come to the shop. All the proceeds go to Waller Coffee, so bring it on.
All right. Well, thanks.
Yep.
Thanks, Lee.
Thanks, Lee.